Welcome to Milena's world. Night had fallen. The city was quiet. The streets were empty. Only the wind made small noises. Melania stood on the roof of the old castle. Her pale skin shone under the moonlight. Her eyes glowed red. She was calm but alert. Far away, a small light flickered. Someone was coming. Melania's hair moved with the wind. She whispered, "Who dares to come here?" A voice came from the shadows. "New hunters have arrived." Melania smiled. "If you want to fight, get ready." She jumped down from the roof silently. Her feet did not make any sound. The streets were dark. Shadows moved around her. She could hear every small sound. Every noise was important. Suddenly, a group of figures appeared. Their eyes were glowing in the dark. They were not ordinary humans. They carried silver swords and wooden stakes. They were vampire hunters. Melania's lips curved into a small smile. "This is going to be interesting," she whispered. The first hunter stepped forward. He raised his sword. Melania tilted her head. "You think you can fight me?" Her voice was calm but dangerous. The hunters moved carefully. They were nervous. They knew she was strong. Melania watched them. She waited. The wind blew. A small cat crossed the street. Melania's eyes followed it. She noticed every movement, every shadow, every light. She was ready. The first hunter attacked. Melania dodged. She moved fast, like the wind. Her red eyes shone. She struck back. The fight began. They fought for several minutes. Melania was faster and stronger. The hunters were brave, but inexperienced. She pushed them back. They retreated. One hunter shouted, "She is too strong. We need help." Melania smiled. She knew more would come. She was ready. She always was. After the fight, Melania returned to the castle. She climbed the stairs to her room. Her heart beat fast, but she was happy. She liked the challenge. She liked the danger. She looked at the city. The moon was high. The city was quiet again, but she knew it was only temporary. New hunters would come. New threats would come. Melania sat at the desk in her room. She opened an old book. The book had many secrets. She read carefully. She planned her next move. Suddenly, a shadow appeared in the window. She turned quickly. Nothing was there. Only the wind moved the curtains. She whispered, "They are coming. I must be ready." Next day, Melania walked through the city. People did not see her. She was invisible to them. But she could see everything. She saw a group of humans talking. They looked worried. She yelled, "Listen carefully." One human said, "We must find the vampires before they attack again." Melania smiled quietly. Humans thought they could stop her. They did not know she was powerful. She was careful. She was smart. That night, she returned to the castle again. She prepared weapons and tools. She practiced her movements. She wanted to be ready for every situation. Suddenly, a loud noise came from the forest outside the city. Something large was moving. She looked out. The trees moved, but no one was visible. Her eyes shone red. She whispered, "Interesting. Something is coming." Melania's instincts were sharp. She could feel danger. She could feel excitement. She loved the night. She loved the darkness. She loved the power. The night continued. Shadows moved. The city was quiet. The hunters were planning. And Melania was ready. She would fight. She would survive. And she would win. The morning sun rose slowly. The city looked calm, but Melania knew it was not safe. She walked through the castle halls. Every step was quiet. Every shadow was important. She reached her library. Old books were on the shelves. Ancient weapons were on the walls. Melania picked up a small dagger. She tested its weight in her hand. It was perfect. She opened a map of the city. She marked places where hunters had been before. She made a plan. She needed to move. Carefully, she needed to be faster than them. In the afternoon, Melania walked through the city streets. She wore a dark cloak. People did not notice her. She observed everyone. She saw 3 humans talking. One of them carried a small crossbow. Another had a silver knife. Melania knew these were hunters. She moved closer. They did not see her. She listened. "We must find her tonight," said one hunter. "Yes, she is too dangerous. We cannot wait," said another. Melania smiled. She liked the challenge. She liked the game. She was always ready. That night, Melania returned to the castle. She prepared her weapons. She tested her dagger. She practiced her movements. She wanted everything perfect. Suddenly, she heard a noise, a soft whisper outside the window. She turned quickly. A shadow moved. She could see the outline of a person. She whispered, "Another hunter." The shadow moved closer. Melania jumped from the window. She moved silently across the rooftops. Her red eyes glowed in the dark. The hunter was fast. He ran through the streets. Melania followed. She was faster. She jumped from roof to roof. The hunter did not know what was coming. Finally, Melania landed in front of him. She blocked his path. "You are brave," she said. "But are you smart enough?" The hunter raised his silver knife. Melania smiled. She moved. With lightning speed, she disarmed him. He fell on the ground. Melania whispered, "Do not try again too soon." She disappeared into the shadows. After the encounter, Melania returned to her castle. She was calm. She wrote in her notebook. She marked the places where hunters were active. She planned the next days carefully. She knew new hunters would come. She knew the danger was increasing. But she also knew she was ready. Her training, her planning, her speed, everything gave her power. She looked at the city from the castle roof. The moon rose. The streets were empty. She whispered, "Tonight, I will be ready for anything." Melania's instincts were strong. She could feel danger in the air. She could feel excitement. The night was her ally. The darkness was her friend. Suddenly, a faint light appeared in the distance. A rider was coming fast. Melania's red eyes followed the movement. She smiled. "Interesting," she whispered. "New hunters or someone else?" The night continued. Shadows moved. The city was quiet, but Melania was alert. Every step, every sound, every light could mean danger. She was ready. She was strong. She was Melania. Night covered the city again. Shadows were everywhere. The streets were empty. But Melania knew danger was near. She moved quietly across the rooftops. Her red eyes scanned the streets. She could see movement far away. 3 hunters were walking together. They were armed with silver swords and stakes. Melania jumped down silently. She moved behind a wall. She watched carefully. The hunters did not see her. She listened. "They say she is very strong," one hunter whispered. "Yes, but tonight we will catch her," said another. Melania smiled quietly. "They do not know how strong I am," she thought. The hunters moved into a narrow street. Melania followed them from above. Suddenly, one of them stopped. He looked at a shadow. "Did you hear that?" he asked. "Yes, something is there," said another. Melania jumped down. Her red eyes glowed in the dark. She moved fast. The hunters tried to attack her, but Melania was too quick. She dodged every sword. She moved like the wind. Her dagger struck fast. The hunters were surprised. They had never seen a vampire move like this. The first hunter fell. The second tried to fight, but Melania blocked him easily. She whispered, "You are brave, but not fast enough." The third hunter ran to call for help. Melania chased him across the rooftops. She jumped over walls. She ran silently. Her movements were perfect. The hunter looked back. He saw her red eyes. He felt fear. She is too strong, he thought. Melania landed in front of him. She blocked the street. You should not run, she said calmly. The hunter raised his stake. Melania smiled. She moved like a shadow. He fell. Melania looked at the 3 hunters. 2 were on the ground. 1 was hiding. Tonight. I win, she whispered. After the fight, Melania returned to the castle. She climbed the stairs to her room. She sat at her desk. She opened an old book. The book had many secrets about vampire hunters. She read carefully. She planned her next moves. More hunters would come. She needed strategies. She needed power. Outside, the city was quiet. But Melania's senses were sharp. Every small sound mattered. Every light mattered. The night was hers. Suddenly, a soft whisper came from the window. She turned quickly. Nothing was there. Only the wind moved the curtains. Melania smiled. The hunters will try again. I am ready. The moon rose high. Melania stood on the castle roof. Her cloak moved with the wind. She looked at the city. She whispered, let them come. I will not fear. I will survive. I will win. Shadows moved below. Melania's red eyes followed every movement. The night was full of danger. But Melania was calm. She was strong. She was ready. The night after the battle was very quiet. Too quiet. Melania felt it. Something was wrong. She walked slowly inside the castle. The candles on the walls moved with the wind. Shadows danced on the stone floor. Her footsteps were soft, but her mind was loud. She remembered the hunters' faces. One of them looked familiar. Where have I seen him before? She whispered. Melania went to the oldest room in the castle. This room was locked for many years. Only she had the key. She opened the door slowly. Inside, there were old paintings, vampires, humans, wars, blood. One painting caught her attention. It showed a young woman vampire and a man standing next to her. That's me, Melania said quietly, and the man, her eyes widened. That is him. His name was Arkin. Arkin was not a human. He was not a vampire. He was a half-blood. Long ago, Arkin helped Melania. He taught her how hunters think. He showed her their weaknesses. She trusted him, but he betrayed her. Melania remembered that night clearly, the fire, the screams. The hunters entering the castle. Arkin opened the gate. You promised? Melania shouted in her memory. I did, Arkin said calmly, but power is more important. Melania closed her eyes. So he is back, she whispered. Suddenly, a voice came from behind her. You still remember me. Melania turned fast. Her dagger was in her hand. Arkin stood in the shadows. He looked older. His eyes were cold. He smiled slowly. You look stronger, he said. And you look dangerous, Melania answered. Arkin stepped forward. The hunters are not the real danger, he said. You are, Melania replied. Arkin laughed softly. The city will burn again, he said, and this time I will rule what is left. Melania felt anger rise inside her. You betrayed me once, she said. I will not allow it again. Arkin raised his hand. You cannot stop what is coming, he said. The hunters, the war, the darkness. It is bigger than you. Melania stepped closer. Then I will become bigger than it, she said. Her eyes glowed red. Arkin stepped back into the shadows. This is not the end, he said. It is only the beginning, and then he disappeared. Melania stood alone in the dark room. Her heart was heavy, but her mind was clear. So the real enemy has returned, she thought. She closed the door and walked to the castle roof. The city lights were weak. The night was deep. She whispered, Hunters, Arkin, betrayal. I will face you all. The wind grew stronger. Clouds covered the moon. Melania stood tall. Season 4 was far from over. The real war was about to begin. The night exploded with noise. Screams echoed through the streets. Bells rang loudly. The city was no longer asleep. Melania stood on the castle roof. She could see fires in the distance. Torches moved like angry stars. They are here, she said. They climbed walls. They jumped from rooftops. Their eyes shone in the dark. The war had begun. Melania jumped down into the street. A hunter saw her and shouted, "There she is!" Silver arrows flew through the air. Melania dodged them. Easily, she moved fast. She struck with her dagger. One hunter fell, another screamed. The air smelled of smoke and fear. Nearby, two vampires fought side by side. A hunter attacked them with fire. One vampire screamed and fell back. Melania moved instantly. She pushed the hunter away and broke his weapon. "Leave the city," she said coldly. The hunter ran. Above the chaos, a shadow watched. Arkin, he stood on a tower. His eyes were calm. His face showed no fear. "Perfect," he whispered. They destroyed each other. The fight spread everywhere. Houses burned, glass broke, people hid in fear. Melania climbed onto a roof. She shouted, "Protect the humans. Do not hunt them." Some vampires listened. Others were lost to anger. Melania felt pain in her chest. This is what Arkin wants, she thought. Suddenly, a powerful force hit her. She fell from the roof and crashed into the street. Arkin stood before her. "You are weak," he said. "You hide behind rules." Melania stood up slowly. "And you hide behind chaos," she replied. They moved fast. Arkin attacked. Melania blocked. Sparks flew. Their fight was silent but deadly. "You cannot win," Arkin said. "I already have." Melania pushed him back. "This city is not yours," she said. A loud explosion interrupted them. A building collapsed nearby. Fire filled the street. Arkin stepped back. "This is enough for tonight," he said. He disappeared into the smoke. Melania looked around. The city was broken. Vampires were injured. Hunters were retreating. The war paused, but it was not over. Melania stood in the middle of the street. Fire burned behind her. Smoke filled the sky. She whispered. This was only the first night. Morning came slowly. The sun rose over a broken city. Smoke still filled the air. The streets were quiet, but not peaceful. Melania walked through the ruins. Burned houses, broken stones, silence. This is my fault, she thought. She found injured vampires hiding in the shadows. Some were weak, some were angry, some were afraid. We lost many, one vampire said. The hunters will return, another whispered. Melania listened. She felt the weight of leadership. In a dark alley, she found a body. It was Lauren, one of her oldest allies. He had protected humans during the fight. A silver blade was in his chest. Melania knelt beside him. I told you to stay back, she whispered. Her hands trembled. Memories filled her mind. Lauren laughing. Lauren training young vampires. Lauren believing in her. Melania closed his eyes. I will not forget this, she said quietly. Something changed inside her. That night, Melania called the remaining vampires to the castle. They stood in a circle, tired, angry, hurt. The war is not over, Melania said. Arkin wants chaos. The hunters want death. She looked into their eyes. We must change. Some vampires protested. We should attack first. We should kill all hunters. Melania raised her hand. No, she said firmly. That is what Arkin wants. Silence followed. Melania took a deep breath. I will train you, she said. We will fight smarter. We will protect the city. Her voice was strong now. If Arkin wants darkness, she continued, then I will become the shadow he cannot control. Later, Melania stood alone on the castle roof. The moon was pale. She looked at the city. I have lost too much, she whispered. I will not lose again. Her red eyes glowed brighter than before. Far away, Arkin felt it. He smiled. She is changing, he said. Good. Strong enemies are more fun. The final night arrived. The sky was dark. No stars. No moon. The city waited. Melania stood at the highest tower of the castle. Her cloak moved slowly in the wind. Her face was calm, but her eyes were burning. Tonight, she whispered. This ends, the ground began to shake. A dark force moved through the streets. Arkin was coming. Hunters followed him. Not all of them knew the truth. They thought Arkin was their ally. But Arkin used them. Melania raised her hand. From the shadows, vampires appeared, trained, silent, focused. No chaos, Melania said. No fear, they nodded. Arkin entered the castle gates. He clapped slowly, impressive, he said. You learned. Melania walked forward. You taught me betrayal, she said. I learned strength. They faced each other. Dark energy filled the air. Arkin attacked first. The impact was powerful. Stones cracked. The ground broke. Melania slid back, but she did not fall. She attacked. Fast, clean, controlled. Their fight shook the castle. Arkin laughed. You still protect humans, he said. That makes you weak. This power, he said, it's new. Melania shrugged. Arkin fell to one knee. The hunters watched in fear. She is not the monster, one whispered. He is. Arkin stood slowly. This is not over, he said. I will return. Melania stepped closer. Then I will be ready, she said. She released her power. A wave of darkness surrounded Arkin. He screamed and disappeared. Silence. The war was over for now. The hunters lowered their weapons. Some left the city, some stayed, watching. Melania turned to her people. We survived, she said. But the night is still long. At sunrise, Melania stood alone again. The city was damaged but alive. She whispered, This is my city, and I will protect it. Far away, in complete darkness. Arkin opened his eyes. He smiled. Season 5. He whispered,